Hey guys, my name is Matsumo, and today we have learned a lot more about the two new operators coming to Rainbow Six Siege with the Velvet Shell DLC, and simply put, they are going to significantly change the way that we play the game. To start things off, as we already knew, Jackal has the ability to find enemy footprints. This will allow him to hopefully find an enemy roamer who's on the opposite side of the map, and eventually either take him down or account for him so that your team kind of has a general idea of where that roamer is located. But what I did not expect, and I don't think anyone expected this, is that he can actually scan the footprints, which will not only identify the roamer, it will identify who you are trying to scan, so it'll let you know that it's a bandit, but it will also ping his exact location as if you scanned that guy with a drone. The example that they give is that if you're quick enough, you can scan the footprints, and if the enemy doesn't move from their location, you can shoot them through the wall with pinpoint-like accuracy. If all of that wasn't enough, and you assume that it would be, because that alone just sounds incredible, for the next 30 seconds, every 10 seconds after you made that original scan, the enemy is going to be pinged once again, giving Jackal a general idea of where you ran off to. He is going to be a roamer's worst nightmare. Not only because he can see your footprints, letting him know a general idea of what side of the map that you're on, but the fact that he can then scan them and get your exact location. As long as he's communicating with his teammates, you're gonna have a very hard time coming out of that situation alive if you are roaming around the map and you don't have a lot of different ways of getting back towards the objective. Another thing that's worth noting is that enemy footprints will last for 90 seconds. This means is that if you're quick enough getting towards the building itself, if you don't see any footprints inside of the room, you know for certain that it's safe. So the lack of footprints on top of just seeing footprints in and out of the building also gives you a lot of information as well. Now, you might be thinking, wow, this guy sounds amazing, and I will fully agree with you on that statement, but you also might be wondering, what's the drawback of using Jackal? He can't be all-powerful. There has to be some sort of weakness to this guy. Why wouldn't you want to play as this character? Well, first of all, you can only scan 3 footprints. It's not really a drawback, but it is a limiting factor. You're not going to be able to scan the entire enemy team. You're not going to have infinite knowledge because that would be blatantly overpowered, but that is one thing that slightly holds him back. The other thing is that if you do get into a firefight and you get shot at with your gadget on, your gadget's visor will kind of get fuzzy and obstruct your vision, making it a lot harder to see what's going on in front of you. And so if you're not smart about it and you're trying to find someone, or someone for whatever reason is able to catch you by surprise and you have your visor on, you might lose that firefight simply because you have that gadget activated. The final thing is that I believe Caveira's silent step ability will not show footprints on the ground. And so if you want to catch the enemy Jackal by surprise, you want to juke him out and play some mind games, activate her ability, run as far away as you can, sit in that room, and he's going to think he's safe. He's going to assume no one's there because he doesn't see any footprints, and that will allow you to hopefully get the flank on him and take him down no problem. All in all, though, I have a suspicion that Jackal is going to be a serious force to be reckoned with in Rainbow Six Siege. Not only because of his innate ability to gather information and figure out where the enemy roamers are, but also just to win one-on-one firefights. If it's the very end of the round, it's you against a Jackal, if he finds your footprints, you don't necessarily just lose that round, but he knows exactly where you are, you don't know exactly where he is, and that gives him a massive advantage. And while of course it might be too early to tell, he might sound amazing on paper, but not be as great as we first suspect, I really do believe that he's going to change the way that we play Rainbow Six Siege, and I cannot wait to get my hands on this guy. As for the defensive team, we have Mira. The first thing that surprised me about her is that she's going to be a bit of a tubby. She's a 3 armor, 1 speed character, so she's not going to be moving around very quickly, and her job is going to be locking down the objective. To help her with that, she has her pretty powerful gadgets. The way that her ability works is that she can place a one-way mirror on a reinforced wall, which will allow her to see everything that's going on the outside of the objective room or through this mirror, but the attacking team won't be able to see what's going on the inside. And so from just this standpoint, the gadget doesn't sound all that bad. It will make it very easy to perform the bandit trick. You're going to know exactly where the thermite is trying to place his charge, and you're going to be able to counter that no problem. On top of that, you are going to be able to just know the information of what's going on the opposite end of that wall. Being able to see the offensive team while they can't see you is going to give you a leg up on the competition. Now, what makes this gadget a lot more interesting, though, is that you have the ability to eject the glass whenever you want on your side to essentially make a murder hole. The offensive team really isn't paying attention to your window. Pop it on open and then get an easy headshot. They don't know exactly where you are. You can see their head, you line it up, and you're gonna get a kill no problem. What I like about this is that it is going to be a risk-reward type of system. On the one hand, it could give you an easy free kill, but on the other, if for whatever reason you're not successful in taking down the enemy, you just opened up a giant murder hole for the offensive team. You just gave them a Habana hole, which they could take advantage of. I think the reason why I'm excited about Mira is that she's going to open up a lot more possibilities, and I have a suspicion there's going to be a lot of different strategies that revolve around this character. One strategy that people are already thinking of is, well, open up a murder hole for Tachanka. You place him directly behind a reinforced wall with essentially a Habana hole. His shield blocks the hole, he shoots at anyone. The reinforced wall, of course, makes it impossible for the offensive team to take him down, and he is now going to basically be immortal. Of course, they can take down his shield, but for that 500 HP, he is going to be very challenging to take out from that location. I also have a suspicion that other objectives are now going to be a viable option on defense. There are some objectives that are nearly impossible to defend just simply because of the way that the game works right now, but now that they've introduced Mira, that could be changing. One thing that is worth noting, though, is that Twitch is going to be her direct counter. If Twitch is able to get her drone on the objective and no one realizes that it's there, all Twitch needs to do is hit the sweet spot on the mirror, and she can actually eject the mirror itself, making that murder hole and completely negating the big part of why anyone would want to play as that character. And so that is one thing that you're going to have to look out for. All in all, though, I'm really excited to see where things progress with Mira. I think that while it's going to take a while for people to form strategies around her, once they do, it's really going to change the way that we play on certain objectives and on certain maps. The final thing that I wanted to mention before I take off is that IQ is now going to be getting access to frag grenades. They're going to be taken away from Capitao. I think Capitao is now going to be getting a claymore, and IQ gets frags. This is going to be a big deal. I don't think it's all of a sudden going to make her one of the best offensive operators in the game because her gadget is the biggest thing that holds her back, but this really is going to help her out significantly. One of the biggest weaknesses right now of IQ is that she can't deal with barbed wire efficiently. One of the big reasons why people play as Ashe is because she can stay aggressive. With her grenade launcher, she can deal with pretty much all obstacles, including barbed wire, allowing her to take advantage of her biggest strength, which is her speed. Now that should be possible with IQ. And so once again, I don't think that all of a sudden we're going to be seeing IQ players popping up all over the place. I don't think that she's going to become the best offensive operator in the game by any stretch of the imagination. If you are someone who loves to play as IQ, this is going to be very welcoming news. But yeah, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Mira and Jackal. Now that we know how they work, are you impressed by their gadgets? Are you disappointed? Do you think that they're going to be really powerful? Let me know down below. But yeah, guys, until tomorrow, have a good one and take it easy.